just a beautiful sight. I mean, take a look all the way down there as far as you can see. I mean, that's just picturesque. I might actually take a picture of that before I cross. But I'm gonna get across the creek, get up the hill there, take a little break, have some coffee, and then I'm gonna scout that side over there. It's getting pretty hot though, so but I want to do a little good recon this morning just to kind of see what it looks like. Had a pretty good trip around that area. Saw some deer right down here that were in that corn and soybeans, so but there's definitely sign. I'm just not sure if that's a morning spot or an evening spot, so got to think about it a little bit more and figure it out. But yeah, I'm gonna get across here, have some coffee, and then I'll catch back up with you guys. Hey, while we're doing that, take a look at what Wally did just the other day. Kind of reseeding. Mother Nature hasn't been kind to us here, and so, you know, we had to redo some food plots, and his was one of them. So let's join Wally back in his food plot, see what he's doing, and I'll catch back up with you in a little bit.
Wanted to take a break here on our way back because this actually was supposed to happen about a week or so ago, but we had a hurricane come through, and my nice little running creek here, it turned into a river. And we'll show you some pictures of what it looked like, and there just was no way to safely make it across with the way the water was running off the mountain here. So kind of put a little damper on things, but now, as you can see, I will show you a little bit here what it looks like now, and the pictures of what it looked like a week ago and what stopped us from being able to go back to our killer food plot. And even though I couldn't get back there to it, the animals, they were there. Well, we made it back to the killer food plot, and wow. We saw in the reveal cell camera photos how decimated this was from them feeding back here, and that really doesn't do it justice. I mean, we have some growth down in here, but it's nothing really like it was, because they've really beaten up on this. So we're going to get to work. We're going to get some seed down, some feed down, and see if we can get this to come back up the way it was to help keep those animals coming in. So let's get to work. So now that we got the organics in and walking the food plot here a little bit, I know we have the pictures to prove from the trail cam, but I'm going to take you for a walk in the food plot before I start seeding and let you see some of the nice deer sign that we have here in the killer food plot. And walking it, yeah, this really did get a lot of water during that hurricane, so some of the problems and issues that we see back here I could really attribute to a lot of rain runoff off of the mountain. So let me show you some of the deer sign, and then we're going to get to seeding this food plot. So we have our seed down, we got our organics down. The last thing to do is get the soil defender down. So we're going to fire up the quad here and get spraying. There's number 2 of feeding with organics and soil defender. Did a little bit of seeding because of how the animals have been hitting this food plot, and after that rain from the hurricane and stuff that came through, you can see where a lot of it got washed out. But as you saw, we had a lot of great deer sign back here, and we have the pictures from the revealed sow camera that, you know, really shows the activity that's been going on back here. But if you're looking to do your own food plot out there, you know, check out Killer Food Plots at www.killerfoodplots.com. Nick Percy and his staff, they're great to work with. They'll answer your questions. They'll help you choose what seeds and what fertilization would be good for you and your food plot. So while you're there checking them out, if you're going to the checkout at the end, go to the promo code and get your Bout Huntin discount on your order from Killer Food Plots. In that discount promo code, put in there WBH 10% and you receive 10% off your order. So we're going to hop on the quad here, head on back home, and get our sprayer cleaned up and ready for the next time. Because we got to remember, maintenance of your equipment is just as important as taking care of your bow and your guns. So make sure you take care of your equipment. The better you take care of your equipment, the better the equipment's going to take care of you. Let's head on home. Let's get that equipment taken care of.
Well, just sitting here enjoying a breeze that's blowing right in my face here right now. Got the soybean field that we passed coming down behind me, and I got this big area here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to walk this bottom edge and just make a loop all the way around. This bottom kind of goes out to where my first couple marks were down at that across the creek from that corner bunch of pines that I showed you. So I'm gonna head that way and we'll go from there. But hey, keep your fingers crossed for Wally that food plot starts to grow a little bit better. Between all the activity that he's had with turkeys and deer and bear in that food plot, they've just mowed it down. And then obviously Mother Nature with the water and the rain that we've had hasn't been good. And right after he planted, we got some bad storms. So hopefully some stuff continues to grow and it keeps those critters coming to that food plot for him and Carly to get some shots this year. But let's keep walking. So I've been walking a little bit. I'm actually just past that corner where those pines are on the other side of the creek and the couple spots I had marked. I've been finding some trails along the edge as I'm coming here, an old rub, a scrape, and then this trail coming in here that goes down to the creek. There's like a little flat down below me here. This is a pretty nice setup here with this tree. I can get up maybe 15 feet and be able to shoot this edge if I wanted to set up here and see stuff coming up and get a shot here as it comes. The big thing is just making sure you don't get seen, but you got enough cover that you're not skylined right now with all that foliage. So this wouldn't be a bad setup. You got a trail coming right out here into this field. So I'm just gonna keep working my way around the edge. I've been finding a lot of browse along the edge where the deer are just taking the tops off, and that's something you want to look for when you're hunting public like this. You don't have a lot of food sources, but you're looking for those briars and those tops of those flowers or whatever that they're nipping off. And I've been finding that along the edge here. Not a lot of droppings or any kind of major rubs or anything, but just a lot of browse. So it's hard to say if the deer are frequenting this a lot. And with all the traffic that this public land gets with guys hunting, I mean, I'm not far from the field that I was hunting doves in. I can hear guys shooting over there. So it gets a lot of pressure. But figuring it out. I was never back in this spot, and it's pretty nice. So we're gonna keep walking. Well, it's been a long walk. The road around the field hasn't been mowed down, but you can see where they've driven the trucks around it. So it's hot and humid. Not a lot of sign, but trails coming out of hollows going down to the creek. And I'm coming up on this row of pine trees that borders that soybean field. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut in and walk the top of the soybean field along the bottom edge of this hardwoods hill here and see what kind of sign we see. We're going to walk this way, check for sign. I can see browse already on these beans. You can see all of it right here on the edges. Take a look there, all that browse. I just want to see if there's a spot where I can really tell the deer are coming out. Maybe a tree to get in. Trail here. There's a trail right here. You can see that. It's a good trail, but I'll mark it. But there's really nowhere to sit, at least in a tree. Take a picture. It's always good to take a picture when you're marking stuff on Onyx, just to have a visual reference of what it looks like. It's a great feature that they have. You can save it with your waypoints, and this way you can always reference back to it. Some tracks here going up into this, and it looks like, I don't know if you can see it, there's like a dark hole up there as an opening, probably where they come out. There's tracks through here. Yeah, right in there is where it looks like deer are coming out. But no real good tree opportunities here for a saddle. I don't need anything elaborate, just need to be able to get up in it. Whew. Alright guys, made it back to the truck. I'm going to get out of my muck boots, get my pack off, cool down a little bit, check Onyx, and then just drive around and glass some. If I see anything, I'll try and share it with you. Otherwise, that's going to be it for the morning. So I covered the main area that I wanted to cover, where most of the food source is, and I'm not sure. It's tough. This is not an easy piece of property to hunt deer. It's more for small game and upland birds and dove hunting. So, but the deer are here. It's just trying to figure it out, and it's a lot of pressure. So, but it's the only piece that's close enough to home that comes in early that I can hunt a couple weeks before the rest of the season comes in. So we're gonna try it. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. As always, click that subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one.